Outside the seaside flat that could cost Angela Rayner her job, vandals had sprayed their verdict. That damage condemned by the Prime Minister, but tonight the damage to his deputy's career appears close to fatal, with a key part of her defence under question. The Prime Minister was certainly not saying she was safe while waiting the judgment of his standards advisor.
The advisor is now looking at it. He's got a reputation for being comprehensive but being quick as well, and therefore I'm expecting he will do that in this case. And as soon as I'm able to and he gives me a report, then of course it falls to me to make a decision in this particular case.
Angela Rayner looked ashen-faced yesterday after admitting she'd wrongly declared the flat in Hove to be her only property, on the basis, she said, of bad advice after the family home in Greater Manchester had been put in trust for her disabled son. This evening, the firm that dealt with the Housing Minister's flat sale dealt her another blow by declaring they had not offered her advice on tax or trusts, telling us the stamp duty land tax was calculated using the HMRC online calculator and was strictly based on the facts and information provided to us. Before that revelation, Cabinet ministers had attempted to give her some cover.
I personally think she has acted honestly, decently and in good faith at all times.
I have full confidence in Angela Rayner.
She is complying fully with everything that's asked of her. That's the right thing to do.
But on the streets of her constituency, there was little sympathy.
Well, you've got 3 houses or none. You still have to pay your taxes.
She can afford to pay her taxes. I don't see why she's not doing it.
I think my own opinion, if you want the truth, is I think she should resign.
And even her former boss sees it in black and white terms.
I do think that she made an enormous mistake there, and it's a real problem for her and for Keir Starmer. Clearly, somebody advised her she didn't need to pay it, and somebody else advised her she did. Well, that's a bit odd to me. I mean, you have to, if you buy a place, you have to pay stamp duty.
The Deputy Prime Minister is understood to have relied on 3 sources of advice for her stamp duty, and the ethics advisor will be looking at them all. But Angela Rayner, once so powerful that Keir Starmer couldn't sack her, is now looking extremely vulnerable. Romilly Weeks, News at 10.
And Robert's here to give us his assessment. So we've heard from one of the 3 bodies that has supposedly given us some advice that they claim that they didn't. Where is this tonight? Where do you think it goes next?
So we will hear from the Prime Minister tomorrow. The independent ethics advisor, Sir Laurie Magnus, is expected to give his verdict to the Prime Minister. Let's be clear, though, it isn't Sir Laurie Magnus who decides whether or not she has to go. That is for the Prime Minister on the basis of Magnus's analysis. Now, you know, I have to say that as of this moment, things look pretty bad for the Deputy Prime Minister. All of us, whether we're Joe Bloggs or the Deputy Prime Minister, we are expected to take due care in trying to work out what tax we pay. And that's especially true when there's a big transaction, in her case, buying an £800,000 house, because the difference between the 2 rates of stamp duty, 10% if it's a second home, 5% if it's your primary residence, that's huge. It means a difference for her personally of £40,000. Now, HMRC has this offence of carelessness, right? And carelessness means not that you willfully got it wrong, but you just didn't take enough steps to actually make sure that you got it right. And the problem for the Deputy Prime Minister, who is, let's be absolutely clear, she's also the Housing Secretary, she's in charge of all housing transactions in the country, you might argue, right, is that her solicitor has tonight said they don't give tax advice. They don't know about trusts when there's this trust dispute at the heart of it, and they basically calculated her tax liability on the basis of the information that they were given. So, at this particular moment, we have no idea who it was who gave, if anybody, frankly, who gave Angela Rayner the advice she claims she got that turned out to be wrong. If in the end it was just her judgment, she's toast.